G'day folks, welcome to the Story of Moz, Episode 9, Part 4. Here we'll have a look at some remote mining, so hang with me and let's have a look at the satellite mines with Moz. Let me tell you a story about a man named Moz. This time round he's gonna stay on. Career progression in this mine. Operating the process plant ahead of time. Processing ore, that is. Mineral concentrate production. Copper, lead, zinc. So, what do I mean by satellite mining? Well, what I don't mean that we weren't mining the moon or anything like that. Although I do believe that probably 10, 20 years time, man will be up there mining the moon for its resources. It certainly reminds me of the 2002 movie, The Time Machine, which was loosely based on the 1895 novel by H.G. Wells. And the 2002 version starred Guy Pearce. I recall a part in that movie where he runs forward into time and lands in an era where the moon had been half blown up due to overmining. I don't think that had happened, but yeah, it certainly reminded me of it. So satellite mining. Okay, satellite mining. It's basically a number of mining operations around the countryside or around the area which provide ore to the centralised processing plant, which is where I was based. And this was a main supply, as I mentioned in, I think it was part 3. The mine on site just made up the supplementary ore, while the main supply came from the other operations. And all this ore that came from those operations, you would have seen the animation behind me. These were the mines west of the processing plant. All the ore from these operations was trucked to site, and basically trucked to site in road trains. These road trains they're about 52 to 54 metres long in triples and in some cases quads, carrying a payload of about between 70 and 80 tonnes each. So there were a number of these running around the clock 24/7, providing ore onto the stockpile on the processing plant site, and from there it was blended and processed. There also was an operation north of the site that had started. It was purely underground operation. In that case, yes, the ore was still stockpiled on that site and transported to the processing plant with road trains again. Here we had to do something a little bit different to shorten the distance. There was let's say a council or shire road that ran between two main roads, the one north and the one leading into the mine site. We actually approached the shire and came to an agreement with them that we would upgrade that dirt road, maintain it while the road trains were running along it. We basically turned this little dirt road into nearly a superhighway. We put in culverts, and you can see some photos through here and some of the issues that were involved. There were plenty of issues during wet season, for example. During that wet seasons, the road would be cut off in several places. So we tried to minimise the number of places that it could get cut off. And you can see some photos flicking through on what it was like. So yeah, that was the satellite mines. Again, providing ore to the site in road trains, and the road trains going back empty and filling up again, and both were working on a 24/7 basis. And interesting to note, the Shire road that we maintained was hardly ever used by anyone else until we turned it into a super highway, and then everyone was using it. Even the tourist coaches would travel along this road, so it became pretty interesting. We did have to set up call point signs using the UHF radios, so that the road trains themselves would call up at these call point signs and which direction they were travelling, and anyone that was travelling on the road that had a UHF radio would know exactly where the road train was, so they could take some action to maybe get out of the way or something like that. So yeah, we didn't have any incidents regarding road trains on that track. It all worked out pretty good, and in the end we built a super highway and provided ore to the processing plant. So there you go, that's the basics of the satellite mines. So look, join me in the next episode. What I'll do there, it's the final the next part. It's the final part for this episode. I'll just go through my progression in this operation and how we ended up. I'll have photos of the processing plant from its construction days and beyond. So hope you join me back then, and for now, have a really good one, and cheers.